Why did you decide to go from behind the scenes to up on stage?
Well, originally I had been studying acting with the Dublin School of Acting back in 96, 97, 98, and I'd been doing improv with the Happen You Laugh, Kieran's brother, Brian Coleman Higgins and Claire McKenna, Brian McEntee were the group, and we just did the improv every week. So I was in that. So once I started promoting a comedy club, I kind of lost that, and I suppose that was why I always wanted to do in the first place, not promote. But I just got so busy promoting, and the shows became popular, and all the acts were coming in were good anyway, so I wasn't required. So.
Yeah, so now's your time to shine.
I was a bartender once upon a time in a different life. Actually, I was a mini bartender in a London hotel. Just like a little leprechaun walking around your room in the middle of the night. And I say walking, creeping around your room. Does this stretch, Kieran? You said that to me last night as well. You like that one, yeah? So now, 26 years later,
you're ready.
26 years older, and I'm nearer to 60. Grey hair.
And what do you say to people like yourself who've kind of waited a little bit and are thinking now maybe it's too late to go on?
Well, it's a bit. It's not like football or professional sport that you're finished at 35.
Yeah, an injury's not going to see you out.
But in general, once you can talk and get up on a stage, you can do it forever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We said Billy Connolly is just, I think, near the end of his days as a performer now. I think he said he was going to retire. But I think he's in his 70s, like, you know what I mean? So
it's never too late,
it's
really.
Never too late, yeah. So I'm not going to make it as a footballer at this stage of my life.
You might have missed that boat, alright, yeah.
Yeah. Still,
tiny bit, yeah.
Still, there might be a chance of doing okay at comedy, you know?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see you doing more stand-up gigs soon. Thanks
Tony. Very much for interviewing me.
Cheers, bye.
See you soon. So here I am, Tony Bennett Ferns! That's the first page gone here.
Hello, my name is Breda Hagerty and I've just come off stage. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. I've come off stage as a stand-up comedian. Oh my god, if you'd have seen me in week 1, you wouldn't have been saying she'll get up there and be a stand-up comedian. But it was brilliant. Kieran is just amazing. He's so kind, he's so funny, he's so generous, and from the set I had at the start to the set I have now, it's like night and day. So it's just fantastic. I'd highly recommend the course and I'm totally buzzing.
Is this your first ever gig in comedy?
This is my absolute first ever gig in comedy, but I'm hoping it won't be my last.
Do you think you could have done it without the workshop?
Oh god, absolutely not. No god, in week 1, 2 and 3 it was like some sort of torture method that I was have the mic and people were just like slowly dying inside, you know, and so no, he really teaches the techniques of comedy, and yeah, I feel like I've learned so much.
Was it harder than you expected?
Yeah, way harder, because I thought, I tell stories, I'm really funny and people laugh. That's not what stand-up comedy is. No, it's not with my friends around the canteen and they're all laughing. No, there's a technique and there's ways to tell jokes and how to emphasise and the rhythm, and Kieran works with all of that on you so that you have really a set that you're really proud of, you know. So I knew whatever happened tonight, I was really proud of what I'd created.
Anyway, it is hard getting those emails every day, like, you know, which says, look, you know, we're sorry, but you're not suitable. You know, we wanted somebody with different colour hair, or like shorter, or someone, you know, with a more sporty body. And I then have to email back, you know, look, thank you for your mail, but ma'am, you know, this is the daughter that you got. Like, are these emails necessary, you know?
You're an actor. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm an actor, so that's the reason I did the stand-up, because a lot of the roles that I'm applying for require comedic actors. So I thought this would be a really good string to my bow if I could do this as well, and just really help me with the acting and help me get more jobs.
Were you still nervous going up tonight? Because it's different, obviously, but it's you. You're not playing a role.
Yeah, I was really nervous, but the energy is so good. You know, everyone's here for you, and the crowd were just so generous and so kind. I was really nervous, but actually, once I had the first 2 jokes out, I was actually really enjoying it.
But anyway, I'm single. Anyone else single? Just the women, all right. All right. It looks like I have to go that direction. Okay, I'm okay. But I do find when I walk into a room like this, I'm actually automatically, I don't know if anyone else does this, I'm automatically looking at the men's fingers, you know, to see, you know, how many they could fit.
Hi, I'm Kevin O'Donoghue.
You've just come off stage. How was it?
It was great. It was a lot better than I expected when I was going on. Yeah.
You haven't had time to fully process it yet, have you?
Not really. It's all a
Still
bit of a blur.
buzzing.
Yeah.
So, but the audience were really good to you?
Really supportive. Really great. Things I thought that got a laugh, and we obviously give a lot of feedback in the session to each other. They landed that bit more because everybody was in the room and so supportive, which was great, and really took me over the line there because I forgot some of my lines. But that was also kind of funny because people got on board with it. It was great. It was so much fun.
Are you brand new to comedy? Or have
I
you done
am, yeah. You know, this is my first gig, yeah.
Ever?
Yeah, ever, yeah.
You wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so. It looks like you've been doing it a while.
It's all down to a good teacher, huh?
That's what I was going to ask you
Yeah.
next. So Kieran's a good teacher.
Oh, I thought he was awesome. He really kind of, from week 1 to week 5 or 6 or whatever it was, he got us thinking about the kind of key things where humour kind of comes from, and then he was providing really good constructive feedback, as were the other people in the group, to get a really polished set.
As some of you know, a lot of you know, my name is Kevin, which means Queeveen in Irish. Any Gael goers in the house? Anyone like a bit of Irish? The reason I say so is because the name Queeveen comes from the term a beautiful conception. You can't tell I'm very beautiful. Yeah. You've all been very attentive tonight, and you've been here for quite a while. So you'd realise that I didn't say I was the product of an immaculate conception like our Lord Jesus Christ. No. I asked my dad about this when I was preparing for the show, and he said, I'm not telling you that. I said, go on and fucking tell me, will you? He said, no, Kevin, I'm not telling you that. I go, Dad, tell me. He goes, okay, fine. He goes, you were the product of a threesome in a strip club in Blackpool. I didn't know my mum or my brothers would be here tonight. Give them a round of applause. They're at the back there.
Give us a look at your certificate there. You just got it.
I have it here.
Show future workshop takers what they're in for.
This is what you win.
Ooh.
One for everyone on the stage.
It's very impressive. Are you going to frame that now?
I'm going to frame that, yeah.
So, are you going to go professional now? Has the workshop to help you do that?
I think I'm going to go to the old, what do you call it, 8 out of 10 cats. That's the next thing for
That's
me.
it.
For me, you know. No, I think I was absolutely shitting myself before that. A few hours ago, I felt like getting sick. But once that went, it was all worth it, to be honest with you, because it was such fun being up there and seeing. I was worried about people I know kind of finding out initially, because it's not necessarily something that everyone does, and it's a bit off the beaten track. But I'm so glad I did, because so many people were out there and they had great fun, you know, and I had great fun, you know.
But you think you were prepared, you were confident enough-ish, apart from the feeling sick.
And I feel really confident writing another 5 minutes on other stuff and having a really good framework to do that now. Whereas before I went to the course with Kieran, I read this kind of book that initially got me interested in it, And that was really cool. There was lots of good exercises, but it wasn't that simple. Kieran really broke it down and made it simple and let you know kind of what's important and what isn't and how to get it all together. It was, yeah.
And did you think it helped be working as a part of a group, you know, that it's not just like telling your mates in the pub jokes, like you're with other people who are learning and trying to get material
definitely
together?
Not the same thing. The first thing I did on the first day was we had to go up and speak for a minute. Oh God knows whatever came into your head. And one of the things that came to my head was I like doing impressions. And a group of my mates would like me doing a Tyson Fury impression, but they're all guys, you know what I mean? And about 10 people looked at me, they're like, who are you impersonating? Because they didn't know him, you know what I mean? And you kind of assume that humour works a different way to how it actually does. And I really learned that on the course, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of willies, will I tell you who really gives me the willies? Micheál Martin on Taoiseach. Does anybody agree? He's kind of like a Punch and Judy puppet with a big shiny forehead, isn't he? He's the kind of guy that would be sitting in the corner watching you make love to your significant other, ready to give a bit of feedback. He'd be like, Eamon, no. I'm very, very sorry, but that was a really poor performance. It's very, very poor, very, very poor, very poor. It left a lot to the imagination, Eamon. Left a lot out there, you know. But me and my government colleagues are here for a lot of, you know, wide range of supports if you need them.
Hi, I'm Robbie Bonham, and I've just come off stage at the You Talk Funny workshop.
You're a professional.
I can be. I have
Technically speaking.
Yeah, some people wouldn't describe me as that, but yeah.
Have you seen any of the acts on tonight?
I saw a couple of them because I haven't been here since the start, unfortunately. Another gig.
Out of what you've seen, what do you think of the standard?
What was the Cork girl's name again?
Breda, is it?
Yeah, she's very funny. And she was quite, because I think it was her first gig.
It was very first.
No, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of good lines there. The bad acting gag was very funny.
Do you think Kieran had them well prepared?
Oh yeah. No, everybody seemed, from what I saw. Well, I only really saw the second half, but it's.
In the second half.
It was funny seeing Tony being nervous on stage.
I was going to ask you about Tony because everyone knows Tony, and it's our time to see Tony on stage rather than Tony watching you.
I'm going to tell him tonight, like, it'll be a while before he's ready to MC the Battle of the Acts.
He'll take that well. Right, Kieran gave me a couple of questions for you. Now, these are not mine, these are Kieran's. Okay. Are you getting any better at comedy?
Oh, a comedy, phew.
Yeah, no, not your health, we know that's gone.
No. Yeah, I think so. I don't bring a drink up with me anymore. I don't need the security of something in my hands anymore. I'm kind of nice and...
Have you stopped caring? Is that right? No.
I'm not. I've stopped fearing.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Did the break of lockdown kill you?
Oh, certainly not to the extent it probably did a lot of other people. Because I had kind of stopped doing comedy for a while just before the lockdown anyway, because I had other things to do.
So it was a good time.
Which I was able to do. So, yeah, no, it wasn't as bad for me.
This fella, I'm bringing on next. All I can say is, like, you know, we're locking the door so no one can leave, right? We've no idea how this is going to go. There's probably enough batteries in the camera for this to sort of work. I'm not sure, but all I can say is this man is a legend among comedians, right? And he's been arrested more times than I've known him. For the years I've known him, he's been arrested more than that. All I can say is he's played the Laughter Lounge, he's played my kitchen, he's played the xylophone occasionally, but he's the one and only headliner for us this evening. It's the wonderful Mr. Robbie Bonham, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie Bonham in the house.
Thank you. Give it up for your instructor, Kieran. I've never been arrested, Kieran. They just asked me to come down to the stage. That's not a joke. Oh, and I'm being filmed. Great.
Do you live for comedy, or do you do comedy to live?
probably do comedy to live.
Oh, well then that makes you a professional.
Well, that would make it a reason to live. See, they're both a reason to live, aren't they? You live for comedy.
Could you teach comedy the way he does?
I don't think so.
Would you have the patience for it?
I don't even like giving advice. I only ever give unsolicited. I've only ever given unsolicited advice once or twice, and it's just because it was something very specific I knew would improve it. But I don't, because I don't really know. It's taken me this whole time to figure out how I'm doing it. I don't make a mental decision. I'm going to do this to be funny. It's more. I don't know. It's the weird way I can explain it is it's when you're trying to justify all the reasons you're right when you're wrong. And then throwing them into the world and pushing them as no, these are right. This is me not being wrong. That's kind of
You're still making sense of it
it's
yourself.
explaining yourself to the world, I suppose, is what you're kind of need to live. I feel like I have to justify my thinking to the planet while I'm on
Your
it.
logic. And that was his next question. Would you? What advice would you give to any of the ones taking the course,
Any of the ones
or
taking
people
the course.
thinking about going into comedy? That kind of.
Just kind of. I mean, obviously it helps that there was a lot of comedy in your upbringing to begin with. You know, if you watched, I was lucky because my mum and my own family loved comedy, so we watched everything. Okay, so.
It's not really advice. is it?
Well, no. I suppose the advice is to just soak up as much comedy as you can. You know, go to clubs, even if you're not on, just have a look.
Absorb.
One of the things I latched onto is, I know it sounds terrible, but it helps your confidence if you go and watch some terrible comedians. Because when you're starting out, because if you can say to yourself, well, at least I could do better than that, that's all you need.
Yous are all kind of the guys and girls that have been up tonight. Yous are all at the start of your comedy career. Kieran decided just for the final night, what we'll do is I get in someone who's at the very end of his comedy career as a kind of a do's versus don'ts instructional lecture. I don't know. I went to his workshop. What was this? I don't know. 2000. Fuck, I don't know. It's nearly 20 years ago. Fuck. Sorry, Ma. I don't know why I'm apologising to my Ma. She's dead. Sorry, Dad. He's dead as well.
Thank you very much, and
Thank
well
you.
done tonight.
Thank you very